Hey everyone, my name is Amber Lee, and I am a shamanic practitioner as well as an earth keeper and a spirit connector. So um, basically, I get information from spirit and I relay the information. So today I'm acting as a messenger and I'm just here to delegate and bring forth what is coming through. I will do my best to say what is coming through as diplomatically as I can, but I'm also not going to sugarcoat, and I'm a very cut the shit type of person. I have a very straightforward form of communication, so there we go. Another thing I want to mention is I'm not here to change your beliefs. I'm also not here to defend mine because mine don't need to be defended. You cannot take away validation from my beliefs, and I'm not taking validation away from yours. This is for the people that have the questions, need the answers, and I'm providing, I'm providing the information on that. So I want to touch on why bad things happen to good people. I feel like that is a sermon that I've heard at so many different churches, and the sermons always go the same way. It goes, blah, 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 we're sinners and bad things happen, but God loves you and we don't know why he allows these things to happen. So, but we do know that if you get saved, you won't go to hell, so you should do that. In a nutshell. I just stripped it away from all the rest of the blabber. Here's why bad things happen. So, in order to have balance, you have things on two sides. You have your lower vibrating side, you have your higher vibrating side, and then you have everything in the middle. You have everything in the middle. Okay, this creates the polarities. The polarities are what structure balance. Okay, so for the worst thing that you could imagine, there's an equally wonderful thing that can and will happen. Okay, that's why we experience good and bad, because it creates a balance. Does that make it comfortable? No. But if you were here for comfort, you wouldn't be here at all. We're not here for comfort. We're here to learn. And it's through the polarities that we do. Sometimes we're the teacher, sometimes we're the student, but either way, we're experiencing these polarities for the entire time that we're on this linear timeline. Okay, so basically, you'll think things are not fair. You don't understand why this happened to this person or this happened to you. You're doing your best, you're a good person, you're trying, but this is happening. It is structured for your growth. It is structured for your maturity, your development. And I would say spiritually, mentally, emotionally, but it's all the same. Everything that is, we put them in subcategories, but they're all the same thing. Spiritual, mental, emotional, because it all goes down to spirit. Because everything's energy. Your emotions, energy. Thoughts, energy. Your emotions are the energy that you feel. They're the energies that you internalize. It's either energies that you took personally or it's the energies that are personal to you. You have to distinguish and discern what that is. If it's personal to you, or if it's one that you're taking personally and internalizing. It either belongs to you or it doesn't. Either way, an emotion is internalized energy, okay? Thoughts, the mental energy, that's the energy that you were directing. You were sending it places. So the bad thoughts that you're thinking towards that person, you're sending them energy. The good, loving thoughts that you're sending towards whatever, that's energy. That's where you direct your energy, okay? Internalize your energy, direct your energy. Then you have your spiritual energy. And that's energy that comes through to you from spirit. Okay? But in the end, it's all energy. These are just terms that we use for the direction and the flow of it. Now, with these energies, there are polarities. There are polarities to everything. Okay? Now, we don't dismiss the actions. And we don't dismiss taking accountability and responsibility for the energies that we give, receive. So it's not saying that, oh, you're off the hook because you did something shitty. No, you're not off the hook, you did something shitty. But it can also have there's a higher reasoning to it all. Okay? So bad things will happen because, first of all, you're putting it on a scale of good and bad. You're rating it on a system. That's an attachment to a belief system that things are good and bad. Things aren't good and bad. Things just are. And then how you perceive them is what makes them good or bad. Okay? I'm trying to figure out how much I want to censor this because I don't want to be incredibly ugly. But I also want to make sure that I am communicating clearly. It's one of the issues with having a gift of voice is that you have to be the person to decide how this comes out, and sometimes being the person that delegates these messages is not entirely the easiest thing in the world. It's a bunch of micromanaged choices, and I don't like to micromanage. I'm very like go with the flow, like woo. So first of all, bad things are here to show us patterns. Okay? Like, basically, if there's, say, everybody in your family has a negative thought process. Well, that's ancestral. That is there to be a pattern. And these people are around you to be mirrors until one of you wakes up. One of you has a high enough consciousness to realize what the hell is going on. It's a pattern. It's a pattern. Things that need to be healed. Things that need to be done. Things that need to be taken care of and managed and given light and love into. First of all, your wounds. That's just low vibrating space, okay? And when you open these wounds and you open these things up, you're allowing them to release, which means they're coming through the surface. You're going to feel them on every single area. So when you're shedding, you're feeling all these different vibrations coming up. And these are going to be in the vibrations of thoughts, emotions, spirit, and you're going to be bringing these things up to the surface through your emotional system and out to expand, and you will be filling it back up with light and the good things and the new patterns. So with things being on polarities, you'll have it's also to let you know basically where you are. If something's on this end of the polarity, or if it's somewhere in the middle and you know where you want it to go, it helps you to direct it. With us being in the third dimension, that gives us the gift of a linear timeline. This is a gift, and this is important, and this is wonderful because it allows you to very consciously and concisely see where this energy is being directed, whether it's through something manifested, which is a big fancy term, honestly. It's a very decorated term, and I feel like sometimes it's just really taken out of context because people hear manifest and like, oh, well, I'll just think of this and it's going to come to me. No. Manifesting is knowing what you want the result to be and then seeing each little step, accepting them as they are, and then doing them to achieve this result. That's what manifesting is. I've heard, I'm not on a bunch of social media. It's a form to protect my energy so that I can be a good, strong conduit of what comes through. So I'm not on TikTok and all these other things. But I've heard there's been a lot of like talk about manifesting on TikTok. And keep in mind, you know, manifesting is something that requires a lot of energy. Like I was saying earlier, everything's energy. This is how your illness, energy, thoughts, energy, emotion, energy, belief system, energy, everything, all of it. You can prove that no matter what you want to do. You can open a science book and do a Google search. Everything will prove to you that every little thing that you see is all densely compacted light. And the thing that gives it its shape and gives it its form is how the atoms are arranged. So, I mean, everything's energy, and it's the vibration of this energy is what gives it shape. So say you have a lot of emotional energy, okay? Well, wherever you're storing that energy based on your template is going to be where you experience most of it, okay? So if you experience most of your life through your heart and you have a bunch of like dense energy in there, you'll see heart issues, breast cancer, lung issues, say if you store a lot of your emotions or a lot of heavy energies in your solar plexus, okay, that is between your tummy and between your belly button. So your solar, oh my God, not solar, sacral. I'm talking about sacral. I'm crazy. That's down here. That's like a little bit below your belly button. You'll see things like ulcerative colitis and IBS and other intestinal having to get your appendix removed, things like that, not being able to digest your food, having issues with sensitivities to your food, your diet, all these different things. It's because of the energies that you're holding. Some of these energies aren't even from this timeline. Some of them are ancestral because, like I said, this will be a pattern until it gets addressed. It's just a collection of energy. That's all it is. Our chakras are little powerhouses for different areas of our energetic body. Now, you can call it spirit, you can call it soul, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but the bottom line, that's what it is. It's a little rainbow inside of your body. And sometimes your rainbow gets sick. So you need to fix your rainbow. Rainbow healing. Basically, taking good care of your chakras. Because if everything is energy first, think of how much energy it takes for something to become physical. It takes a bunch of energy. So think of how much heavy baggage you had to be carrying in order for something to become a daggum illness. Right. And most of it's unconscious, but once you're conscious of thinking of it, then you know what you need from there. Or you go to, practitioner. That's kind of what we've trained to do. So why do bad things happen? Okay. We have, in the fifth dimension, we're in the third. Like I explained earlier, you can see third dimension, things are physical objects, okay? Fourth dimension is like the waves of time that connect between the third and the fourth. The fifth dimension is where spirit is. Christ consciousness, loved ones, animals, everything. It resides there as well because energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's just expanded throughout the dimensions. Okay, so when we expand down here, we're also expanding down there, and it goes up and up and up and up and up. Okay, we have bad things happen, first of all, so that we can experience polarities, because we need people that hold space for those polarities. Okay, holding space so that the equal opposing can be a higher vibration as well. B, because you learn through it. Eventually you're going to get tired of the abuse. Eventually you're going to get tired of this illness, and you're going to do something about it, whether it's in this life or next one. Okay? But you have to get rid of the belief system that things are good or bad. Things will be uncomfortable. Things can cause you pain. You cause you suffering. You cause you suffering when you take it personal. Oh, well, how is all this not personal to you? Because you have to understand that that other separate person is a being constructed of its own entire spirit. It has its own contract, its own spirit contract. So basically, when we come to the third dimension, we have like a list of things that we really want to work on, skills that we want to improve. And we also have people that we come in as a spirit soul family that we come to experience them with. That person that hurts you the deepest, those are typically the people that you're closest to in the spiritual realm, because there has to be a foundation of trust in order for them to hurt you in that way, so that when you do have that higher perspective, when you do transcend to the fifth dimension and you're no longer in a third dimensional body, you're able to be like, oh, okay, because you have the information. You knew what you wanted to come down here and do, and you did it. But you have to have a really trusting relationship with the person who does come down here and has that, the role of the teacher or the whatever it is, whatever role they serve, whatever purpose it is that they serve in your life, whatever mirror they are, whatever projection they are, in order for you to receive that pattern or learn that skill that you came to learn. Because remember, when we expand here, we're expanding there too. You typically have a really good trusting relationship with that person. Does that mean that if you are in an abusive relationship, and I hate that we have to disclaim this, but we do, and I do think it's important to say it, If you're in an abusive relationship, yeah, get the hell out. Get the hell out. Like, that doesn't mean, oh, well, he loves me there, so he'll love me here. Blah, 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 blah. That ain't gonna change, baby, because that was a template that was designed to help you learn something. So learn it, or them to learn something. Get the hell out. You can have this conversation in your life review. Okay? There's a lot of misconceptions of spirit, honestly. But one of the reasons for these bad things is because there were things that we needed to learn, skills that we needed to evolve. And it also helps to evolve the laws of the earth, such as like, you know, programs, you know, that help people get out of these relationships, or laws that say, okay, well, we can't treat people like that anymore, or psychology, helping us learn, you know, the effects of the brain and the effects that it has on the physical body. But you have to remember, you're not just a physical body, you're a spiritual body too. And it takes both of the perceptions to have all the pieces. So this is where my contribution of the piece comes from. I give the spirit portion, and you can also look at the physical portion, but they go hand in hand, and we need both. Kind of like we need both healing. We need the spiritual healing, and we need the physical healing, okay? Shaman says, if you have a headache, take the Tylenol. But why do you have the headache? Something within you needed to get your attention, and it got your attention in the form of a headache. It was probably going ding dong for a while, didn't get your attention. So it's like, okay, well, I'm going to make your head hurt to get your attention. So there's lots of reasons why these things happen. That does not make them excused. It just makes them explained. That's not an excuse to go be a piece of shit. No, like I said, you're accountable for that. You have to let go of judgment. That's not easy to do. That's not easy to do. You have to let go of taking things personally. You have to let go of being judgmental. I'm going to have to make a video about religion and how that plays into it, because that's the one that's the most uncomfortable for me, simply because it's saying things that people, especially where I live, don't want to hear. A lot of them aren't ready, but I'm not here to talk to the people who aren't ready. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people who are ready. So if you want me to validate your beliefs, I'm not going to do it. If you want to try to invalidate my beliefs, I'm not going to have that either. Neither of those things are to be born, because like I said, and I'll say it again, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people who are ready to receive the information that is coming through. So please keep that in mind if you want to be a Kathy or a Karen or whatever it is that you want to be. And I'm not going to convince you otherwise. I'm not here to convince. I'm here to relay a message. Just felt that needed to be said. And especially as I get in these little religion talks, it's not going to make people comfortable. You know, with me stepping into spirit, I mean, you learn who genuinely supports you. Oh, I'll just say that. But it's also beautiful because you have this wonderful chosen family, and you know they love you in a way that does not have attachments or judgments. This high vibrational love, it exists. It exists. I don't know what else to tell you. I feel like religion gets in the way of people feeling judgmental, worthy. It puts you on a system of good and bad. It's very root chakra based, which is there for survival, safety. It has its purposes, but it's no way to live. And it's no way to design a system to teach people to live. But again, polarities. Polarities. You even have polarities in people's belief system, because you have to remember, we're not climbing a ladder. You don't level up. You're not going up. What are you trying to go up to? What are you trying to climb to? The heavens? It doesn't work like that. It's an expansion. It's like everywhere around you. everywhere around you. Okay? So, like I said, with the polarities, it's all around you. It's not a tug of war. It's not a give and a take. It just is. And it's simplicity. It just is. Bad things don't happen to good people because they did something, because they're being punished. There's no punishing system. There's only experience. And like I said, you'll have those templates that you designed. Spirit in its authentic form does not have a gender. It also does not have a personified, we personify it. I don't know if I mentioned it in this video, but we personify these things, okay? Like your higher self, Jesus, until he came as a physical thing, Christ consciousness. Images will come into a person's mind to help with their perception, but in all actuality, spirit in its authenticity is not personified. We do that as a system for identification down here, like when we label these energies such as thoughts, emotions, manifestations, spirit. It's all the same energy. It's all the same energy. It's the direction and the flow of the energy that even enables us to give it a title. But are these titles even accurate? That's why I think we have a piss poor form of communication down here, and I don't like words. I don't like words because I feel like if you're not extremely careful, you'll distort whatever it is that's coming through. So I guess that comes with trusting the process. Trusting the process that what's going to come through is what's meant to come through, which is what I do. But sometimes I wonder, it's like, I know I came here to consciously help expand and to heal and to just bring light to the earth, but that doesn't mean that I'm not a human. It doesn't mean that I don't have experiences with these polarities too. Like all of a sudden I've outgrown emotions. Oh my God. Like, you're not going to do that. It's a part of the design. You can't do anything to disrupt design. You're not going to outgrow your emotions, but what you can outgrow is your situations. What you can outgrow is your perspective. And as things shift and as things raise in vibration, and as you experience and you go somewhere else and you're experiencing a vibration from a different portion of the polarity, you're going to have to expand in all the areas. Expanding in all the areas. I feel like there's more I need to touch on the bad things that happen to good people. You're not being punished. You're not being judged. It is not because you were unworthy of whatever it was. It was there to serve a purpose. And these situations may have felt personal to you, but they were there to serve a purpose. And the rest is water under the bridge. Okay? It is what you do with it. It's how you grow. Okay? Situations will come in your life that make them painful. There's nothing you can do to not experience pain. No amount of Klonopin or Zoloft is going to come and take away your pain. Healing, releasing, that can help you because it will shift your perception. Shifting your perception is what helps this, okay? When you take painful things personally, you cause yourself to suffer. Nobody can cause you to suffer. You cause yourself to suffer. You cause yourself to suffer because you're giving more energy and you're increasing the energetic vibration of that pain, okay? That's not saying that if you were raped or something happened to you, you cause yourself to suffer and it's your fault that you feel blah, 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 blah towards it. That's not what I am saying. Lean in and hear me clearly. I'm not saying that it's your fault that things happen to you. I am saying that if you are going to open that wound of whatever it is, open that shit up, to put light in it. Don't sit there and open it and cause yourself to suffer. Know why you're giving it more energy and know where that energy is coming from and what it is doing. Direct it. That's one of the things that we do as a shamanic practitioner, is that we know the polarities and the balances and the structures of these energies, and we know how and where and what vibration we need to do to balance or to give structure to whatever it is that we are focusing on. Such as like a soul retrieval. Say you have PTSD from something, okay? There was something bad that happened and you're suffering. You're freaking suffering. Here it is 20 years later and it still feels like it happened yesterday. Chances are a part of your essence, part of your little soul, your little spirit, I call it essence because it's up, it's light, it's flowy. It's not this stone, hard, cold, like physical thing. It's an essence. It's a light, gentle flow, kind of like the wind. It's an essence. It is still holding space. It's not that it left you because it couldn't be with you. It's holding space for this because your timeline is linear and you're having to move forward. And it's kind of like a bookmark in a book. It's like a little, what are those little sticky tab things that little loggers use when they're like, sign here? Kind of like that. It's just like, hey, here's a little tab that we didn't close in your pop-up screen. Kind of need to still heal this. It needs light. Like, this is dense. It needs light. And you still feel it because that's a portion of your essence still holding space for that. But you are not trapped in it. You're not trapped in anything. You have choices. And the choices are within your polarities. I'll be happy to answer questions pertaining to this video. I am going to wrap it up. I feel like that's basically what I've said is what needs to be said. You are beautiful. You are wonderful. You are kind. You are loving. You are worthy. You are made of light. You are light. You are a gentle summer breeze. Autumn breeze if you're like me. Summer breeze isn't really where it's at for me. You are a crisp, cool autumn breeze that blows around the leaves and makes them dance. So, in our authenticity, we are very high vibrational, very loving, but we do come to the lower realms, the lower vibrating realms, so that we can experience this portion of the polarities, because the suffering portion of the polarities can't happen up there. They can only happen here. But sometimes they get imbalanced and they get out of hand, and that's one of the reasons why Jesus came down. He came down to remind us and say, hey, you guys are not doing the thing. You're doing other things, and this is what we need you to do. We need you to love people and blah, 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 blah. So we set up a structure, and then we took it out of hand and made a religion, completely missing the message of the man. Why is this how I'm ending this video? Listen, guys, I keep telling Spirit, I'm like, listen, like, I'll talk on this, okay? I'll talk on it. I'll say these things because I don't mind saying things that need to be said. I've always been that way. I don't care how you perceive it. That's based on you, baby. That's not nothing to do with me. It's not saying that I'm not going to delegate them as well as I can, but I rip the Band-Aid off. I'm not going to sit there like, oh no, let me just, blah, 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 blah. That hurts worse. Rip the Band-Aid off. That's what I do. That's what I'm here to do. But that's another, like I said, that's another video. But the bottom line of this one is bad things happen to good people. Polarities, learning, all these things are why you were not trapped in that suffering. That suffering was not personal to you. It was meant to be a tool, and how it should be used will require a higher perception. And in order to heal that wound, it will require light. It will require a lot of work and layered work. Because you do a little at a time, a little at a time, a little at a time. Because the suffering, the pain, it all happened in layers, and healing it happens in layers as well. But like I said earlier, it has nothing to do with your value. And you are not less valuable today than you ever have been, because people cannot take from your value. They can't even add to your value. No one can take away or even add to your value. Let that sink in. You were designed and created exactly how you are. And it's beautiful and it's purposeful. But don't let that hinder you from expanding. Don't let an attachment system of judgment and worthiness keep you from expanding, because you will not, there's no good, there's no bad, it's all the same energy, it's just where you direct it. You cannot positivity, blah, 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 your way out of your wounds. You have to clearly, consciously, and concisely heal them. I'm here to help. I'd be more than happy to help you on your journey. If you feel led to work with me, I'm at the Rustic Raven. My name is Amber Lee. You can find me on the site. There are other wonderful practitioners there. It's whoever you feel led to talk to. If you want to talk to somebody, that's what we are here to help. We are here to help with these wounds. We're here to help with these messages and to help you walk through and work through whatever these things were that you experienced or are causing other people to experience. You are not stuck in your patterns. You are not stuck in your ways. Your ways, your patterns are choices, whether unconscious or conscious. And if they become conscious, then that is to let you know what they are. That is not the universe telling you that you're a piece of shit, going to make bad things happen to you because you're a bad person and you deserve them. That's not how it works. Like I said, because I want to end it with telling you, you are loved and beautiful and worthy and valuable. And I really hope that you feel that heart, because I felt it coming out of my heart to you. I hope each of you are well. I hope y'all have a great day. And again, I'm here to help you. If you would like for me to help you, my number is 843-615-6692. That's where you can reach me to help with booking an appointment. And I'll continue this series. I think we'll have to be jumping into the religion one, which is not my favorite, but girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. So much love to you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.